Now here is Mr. Wiley Brooks, who stopped eating 17 years ago, claiming that all the elements we need to survive are in the air and an occasional glass of fruit juice. This is called Breatharianism, and if it sounds hard to swallow, we're going to find out now from the man who knows. Would you please welcome Mr. Wiley Brooks? Here he is. Wiley, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Let me ask you something. You haven't eaten for 17 years. You have not had a sandwich, a hamburger, hot dog, pretzel, a piece of roast beef, fish, vegetables, nothing for 17 years.
Right. Well, let me explain what breatharianism is first, if I might. Breatharianism
But you haven't eaten for 17 years
right,
as we know it.
Right. I don't eat, yes. Breatharianism is a philosophy that believes that the human body, when it's in perfect harmony with itself and nature, is a perfect breatharian. Now, all of the constituents that we need is taken from the air we breathe. And the fact is, there is only one thing that keeps the human body alive, and that is breathing. The food that we take is the same as any other thing we take into the body, as it becomes a habit. In other words, eating is an acquired habit, just like drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Well, does that mean that when a baby is born, you don't have to give it anything to eat, no milk or anything?
No, that would only work if the mother was a breatharian. Because we don't come into the world as breatharians from mothers that are breatharian, before we even get started, our blood is poisoned. You see, we already start at a disadvantage when we're born. So because of that, a person needs to be an adult, and that's why I don't even lecture people who are young about being a breatharian. First, you must kick the habit of eating. You see, we've done... Yes, that's right.
How did you kick it?
Yes. Well, in my case, I had a real good reason for wanting to do it, and that's the reason, that is the thing that will help anyone.
Go to a bad restaurant every night, that'd do it, wouldn't it?
That helps too, right. But my main reason was that I was getting old, you know, and I was, my hair was falling out, and my father bald very early, and of course the answer was that it's hereditary. And I hear that all the time. Every time a person stumps his toe, it's hereditary, you see. But I didn't accept that. So I did not want to get old. I was at 28 at the time, and I'm almost 50 now. Well, 46. So, and I decided...
Let me tell you how you'd kill him, you say. And would you believe, Tom, I'm 97 years old. I say, holy cow, look at this guy. This is unbelievable, you know.
Well, I like to say that sometimes, but the feeling is, and what I found to be an important thing to inspire people to look into this, is the fact that all of the things we've heard about, we must get old, and we must get weak. And I think I heard when I was a younger person that a man is twice a child and once a man. And that is not the case. When a person gets older and wiser, he should get younger. He should not die in an unhealthy body. And this is very important. The issue here is not whether I want to die early or whether I will live a long time or not, and that comes up all the time. But the quality of life that I live is the most important thing. And there is no way of having perfect health or perfect happiness without having perfect health. So,
do you breathe, do a lot of deep breathing and things to get the whatever is in the air that's good for you into your system?
No, I don't have to do that. And one of the reasons why I was insistent on finding out how the body worked is because I had always heard that the human body was created by the Creator in perfection. And obviously, if something is created perfect, there's nothing you can do to it but make it less perfect. And that's exactly what man has done. The body was created perfect. It needed nothing but the breath of life, which comes from the creative source, God or universal intelligence or whatever name you want to put on it. In that state, man was perfect, and all that we have done to it is that we have taken it from that perfect state to a lower point of consciousness. And that is why our environments and everything that is in our lives are where they are, because of the quality of our blood.
You live in Boulder, Colorado.
Yes, that's true.
They have nice air there, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's right.
What if you live, forgive me, now this is a great city I'm going to mention.
Yes, I understand.
What if you live in Secaucus, New Jersey? You know, I mean...
It would be a problem.
Oh, what?
I think it would. Now, maybe I'm not right. I shouldn't say that so directly because I'm not too sure about Secaucus. But I know there are a lot of industrial plants in Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
And that would be a problem. And that is one of the major problems. But clearing up the problem does not happen by trying to do it from the outside. It must be done from the inside. Man's environment is the direct representation or the reflection of what man is himself. So actually, to clear up our environment, it's necessary to clear up the blood of the people. You see, A breatharian is probably more concerned with the air than a person who's eating every day.
How many breatharians are there in this country, would you say?
I don't know of that many. I know of several people that have, for instance, there was a young lady who stopped eating when she was 9 years old, and she didn't eat anything for 10 years. And there are other people that are at varying degrees of breatharianism, you see. So there's another thing that's...
I've got to ask you this one on the air. And you're asked it all the time.
Right.
We read that the hunger strikers in Belfast died.
Right.
You're living. What's the
That's right.
difference? What's the difference?
The difference is, very importantly, they wanted to die. And I get this in my lectures all the time, and people do not realize there is a big difference in a man stopping to eat who's trying to kill himself and a person who's not eating because he's trying to improve his health. You see? That is the difference. Health is the thing here. Breatharianism just happens to be a word that seems to be new, but it's been around as long as man has been here. But man has a choice of eating or not eating. I am not against eating, and one of the things I'd like to point out right away is I don't recommend fasting. Now, I know everybody thinks they should run out and stop eating, and I don't recommend that, because that is not the way to do it. The body has to adjust gradually and retrace itself back to the original state of health, which was breatharianism.
That's the way I view it. I figure in 25 or 30 years I'll, make the adjustment to where I... Do you ever... I guess you don't get hungry anymore.
No,
when you walk on the streets and smell things being cooked, you
doesn't mean a thing, and I can tell you why. It's very simple. If we have an automobile, we have a gauge on it that says empty and full. If the automobile is full of gas, is there any need to put any more in it?
No.
So the meter says full. Same thing with me.
Your meter's full.
The appetite says one thing. That's right. The appetite says one thing. Your body is lacking energy to keep it balanced properly. Now, when you have satisfied that balance in your system by whatever method you might use, the body has no appetite. So there's no reason to eat.
I don't have a lot of time here, but what happens when somebody invites you out to dinner? No, I mean, eating is a social thing, too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Tom, I'd like to point out here that is the most difficult thing about becoming a breatharian. It is, because not only is it, it's hard for a person to go out and do that, from my side, but even when I learned to cope with that, I found that I still had difficulty because everybody who knew me would feel guilty about eating all the time.
And they shouldn't, because you're fine.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you for being with us tonight, Wiley.
My pleasure.
Keep going. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
We will continue right after these announcements. Chief. Tomorrow night again, Mr. George Allen, the former football coach, and Susan St. James, the present actress. Thank you all for being with us here in New York.
Saturday, it's two blonde...